Hey guys, welcome back. Well, today I'm going to be taking a look at this drone by KFPLAN. Never heard of that company before. This is a KF600. This came to me from Brian over True Drone Reviews, and I leave it to Brian to find an oddball drone like that. He's good at finding some of these unique drones, and I don't know exactly where he got this drone from, but I've never heard of it. But I can say I'm rather impressed with it overall. Now it doesn't have all the packaging material inside of the box here. He had to stuff some other stuff in when he sent it to me, so I'm just going to pull out what's in the box: the drone, the spare propellers and stuff like that, and the charger and everything. I'll just lay it out here on the table, but that's pretty much all that's on the box here. I'll go ahead and just look at all the stuff now that we got it out. Now the drone itself is actually pretty unique looking. It's got inverted rear props. I guess the advantage of that is you don't have to worry about the wind flow off the props going over the arms and disrupting the airflow. They don't have that in the front. That could be to keep it out of the view of the camera, so the camera doesn't tilt, as far as I know. Has a pretty decent camera on it, though. I've had some problems. If you have a newer version of Android, I had some problems getting, I can't get the FPV feed to work on my Android. I think it's 9, my new phone. The app runs, the app's fine, but I can't get any video feed. But it does work on this older G4 that I have. I had a little trouble, but I finally got it going. So we'll look at that here in just a moment. It does also have optical flow, which is here on the bottom. So that camera is what it uses to look at the ground to help it hold its position, which it does decent at. You can also access this camera from the app if you want to look straight down at the ground. Though the thing I noticed about that was there's an extreme amount of lag, about 5 seconds of lag between what you see and what you do with your inputs. So you're not going to be flying FPV with a downward facing camera, but it's still, you could crash into something if you're looking at the ground and not really paying attention what's right below you or something, and because of the lag in that bottom facing camera. I'm not sure what the resolution is on the camera. I've just looked at it inside of my phone, so I don't remember if it's a 720p or if it's just a standard definition. That I'm not sure about. Like I mentioned just a moment ago, it does come with 2 batteries. I can't see what the capacity is on these. The other one is actually in the drone itself. Don't remember. You can check out Brian's review also. He may have mentioned it. I don't know where he got it from, so I should have just Googled it and looked it up to see what they are. I don't have a flight time either. I did fly it earlier. I was kind of angry because I couldn't get the FPV feed to work on my phone, and I didn't get a flight time. But I'll tell you what, this thing flies great. It's sporty. It's got 3 rates. The yaw is really kind of quick, and it doesn't increase with the rates, but the pitch does. And on the lowest rate, it's not a whole lot of pitch, but boy, it gets going on the highest rate there, and it's pretty sporty. I really like it, and it's got really nice. It's got really nice LEDs here on the bottom. Let's go ahead and put the battery in. I don't remember which one is my charged battery and which one is my my dead battery. I flew one of these earlier. I didn't. I had them both charged. Just press that power button on top, and then you'll need to sync it up with the controller, which you can do here. Go up and down with the throttle. It should go solid there. Let's see if I can get it to. Yeah, there we go. Red in the rear, blue in the front. Really bright LEDs, and they really look nice. And this is obviously just a 1S LiPo, I'm pretty certain of. Yeah, but pretty bright LEDs. It was late in the evening. I was flying it, and it flew really well. And the LEDs really make it easy for orientation, considering I was not flying by FPV, of course. So to maintain orientation, just line of sight, I was able to see these lights really well. Kind of has an oddball, looking landing, but it works really well for this design. I'm not sure what these green lights are. I know on the dead battery they're all lit up, so I don't think they're a battery meter. They're just some sort of a neat little light on top of the drone. So, like I said, the optical flow camera does a decent job, and of course you can access that camera. If you switch between the front camera and then the bottom, it does stop your recording. You can't on the fly get it to record both, and it will start recording, I believe, for each. You have to start it back up again if you switch, and it's all recorded just to the app. There's no SD card that I can see on this drone. It has a decent instruction manual with it, so overall pretty good. It seemed like it probably flew somewhere around 5-6 minutes, but that's just a guess on my part. I did not get any time on it earlier because like I said, I was pretty upset. You get a spare set of propellers, prop guards if you want to use those, which I never do. Some screws and a Phillips screwdriver, and your charger here is a USB, and it goes into the bottom of the battery here, and that's how you charge these up. I'll have to charge both of these again because I don't know which one is the dead battery and which one was the fully charged battery. And your pretty standard Spark, I call it clone looking controller. Your phone goes here on the bottom, so if you got one with side power that really protrudes, be careful so it doesn't turn your phone off. You got your left and right trim, which I believe this is your yaw trim actually. Not for sure, it just says left and right trim. That could be your roll trim. You've got your 360 flips. I forgot to do those when I was test flying it, but I know when Brian reviewed it, I think it did pretty good flips. Your speed rates, which I said there's 3 of them, a low, medium, and high. You've got, I believe this may be throttle trim. And then you get your auto takeoff and auto landing. I think you can also start the props down and out. I think down and in stopped them. This right here, I'm not sure, it was a reset button. I'm thinking this may be to calibrate your gyro. That may be. Some of these are going to these one button gyro calibrations. I forgot to test that earlier. And this, I believe, is your headless mode. So that's everything on the controller. That's pretty much everything with the drone, The app I said again was the, see if I can look at it here. It's the UpFly is the name of the app for this. So connect your Wi-Fi into your settings, and it won't be in this list now because I don't have it on, but then go to the app and see if I can get back on the app. I don't know how well this will show up, but on your start screen, even though it's already, you need to connect through the settings on your phone. It seems like sometimes I've had to press this button to tell it, it doesn't do anything. It may pop a little screen here, if not, and tell you what you need to do. Then do your start, and then I can get the video feed to work on this older phone. I did this exact same thing on my new phone, and I never can even get it to bring anything more than either the background artwork or a solid black screen. So there may be an issue with Android 9. But I got an older phone, so that's what I'm going to use for the video. And we'll take this thing out and fly it around and see what we think of the video. And of course, how does it hold position. But most importantly, how does it fly? I mean, it flew really good for me. I'm not really worried about position hold on a drone like this, even though that's what it's advertised to be able to do. It flies so nice, I want to fly it around fast. I don't want it to sit there and hold position. I did have it follow my hand a little bit, and it did it okay. But part of the problem was it was so late in the evening. I imagine the camera looking to the ground was rather dark. It's a rather poor camera on the bottom, that it was probably having trouble seeing my hand. That was probably the problem. So I don't think the optical flow is necessarily any issue. He just couldn't see my hand very well, but he did follow it. It just took some work with it. So, all right, guys. Well, this should wrap up this the table review portion for the KF600. Let's take it on outside now for the flight review. So, be right back. Hey guys, welcome back. Well, today I'm going to be taking the KF600 out now for its test flight. Now, of course, I mentioned this in my table review. Brian over at True Drone Reviews sent me this, and he really liked it, and I like it also in my test flight. So I'm going to go ahead and take it up now to see how it does perform. Now, I can't get my new phone to work with the video feed. It just doesn't show up. It will not show a video feed in the app. I don't know exactly what's up with that, but I do have my old G4 here. I'm trying to grab it, and it is bound up with it, and I do have a video feed. But the G4 is a curved phone, and it will not, I've had this problem when I used to use this phone and these controllers, it will not fit. Actually, most of the FPV phone holders, it did the curved back, it wants to spit out on you, it just pops out. So I'm just going to set it down. I'm going to use the app to record the video, but I won't actually FPV fly with it. But I don't normally do that with these toys anyway. It's more about the video. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll set down the drone, and I'm going to start recording some video, and we'll take it up and let you guys see how this guy flies. So I'm going to start recording some video here on the app. You press. Now you can switch to the bottom camera. I don't know if I'll remember to do that because I don't have the phone right in front of me while we're filming. But I'll switch to it here and see if it shows up. It's obviously looking at the ground. Let's see if I pick it up now. There's a whole bunch of lag. I picked it up now. Look, now it's finally moving. So there's a bottom facing camera. It doesn't look that bad actually. There's about 5 seconds of lag. Let's see if we can see that. I don't know how else it's going to show up in the head cam. I'm going to move it now. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. About 5 seconds before it actually starts to. Hi Daphne. Before it actually. Whoa! I about dropped the camera there. Out the phone. Before it actually shows up and moves. There's a whole bunch of latency in this bottom camera. So I'm going to go ahead and switch back to the front camera. And this one's fine. The latency is about what you expect. In fact, it's pretty good. Also, there's a lot of blockiness in the bottom camera. I don't really see that in the front camera. So I'm going to go ahead and press the video button here. And now we're recording video. I'll go ahead and set down the drone. And we'll go ahead and take it up now and fly it around. So let me back up here. Kind of cramped here on the edge of my garage. And we'll do the auto takeoff. Okay. Auto takeoff, you don't have to unlock props or anything. It takes off, unlocks props all for you. You can manually start them, as I mentioned, the table view by down and out. Down and out also locks them. I think I said in table review that it was down and in. Now there's a pretty good breeze today from left to right at times, so it may really, try to throw this little drone around. But everyone can see it's holding position the best that it can, and it's going to get tossed around by that wind. Let's see if I get it up here, if it'll follow my hand. Now that we have good light today, yeah, it's working really well. Yesterday when I tried this, it was really late in the evening, and the camera was having trouble seeing my hand. So that's the lowest rate. There's really no difference in yaw speed. Here's the middle rate, and here's the highest rate. There's lowest, middle, highest. You can see the yaw doesn't change. Usually you like to see an increase in the yaw, but it has a decent yaw all the time. Probably a little bit quick for a beginner though. So let's go back, make sure we're in the highest rate, which we are. Let's do some flips, because I forgot to do those yesterday in my test flight. But if I remember correctly, it flips pretty good for Brian. Yeah, flips really nice. And it flips in all directions. This is an excellent flying drone. Really good choice for someone maybe who's just starting to, moved away from a nano and wants something a little bigger, but you're still learning. And LEDs are really easy to see for orientation. Though sometimes when you get about like that, the LEDs can be a little hard to see at certain angles, but they're really bright. Optical flow works well if you need something for the whole position. Camera seems pretty good, but I've not looked at it on my computer yet, so it may not be as good as it looks on my phone. It's handling this wind at times here pretty good. Now it's not going to hold position great, obviously, if you want it to hold position in this kind of wind. And because the optical flow camera has to figure out where it was, as you see, it's not going to stop on a dime. It will kind of almost do like a GPS drone. It will fly back and try to hold its position kind of where you let off the sticks. But it's probably a little bit, it does it a little bit more severe at times where it really flies back. See, like that. And it tries to hold position right out in here. You see that with GPS drones, especially ones that are less powerful. The flight controllers tend to not be able to figure out the location as well as some of the higher end GPS drones. That's kind of what this is doing. Normally I get a flight time on these toys, but I was so ticked off yesterday with the app not working on my good phone that I didn't get a flight time on this, but it seemed to be okay. If I remember, I'll try to figure out the flight time from this video. So we'll try to fly it down at least to a low voltage. I don't know if we'll fly all the way till it until it lands itself. But there was a weird little odd behavior. That was what happened there. That was the wind. Even with these inverted props, you know, in the back, the wind kind of, it's a little off balance in the shape. I think the wind tried to almost flip it there because it came up with a pretty good gust. But it corrected itself. It didn't flip, but I thought for a moment there it was gonna flip itself over. Let's do an auto landing to see how well the auto landing works. You know, it looks like we got LVC here, so that might have been a perfect time. Let's see, I think I saw flashing lights. Yeah, we do, and I just charged this overnight, so I know this battery is fully charged. Don't know what that flight time was. Like I said, I'll try to figure that out here and include it with the video if I remember to do it. Sometimes I don't know at times. Try to remember to put that information here for you. Didn't seem to be the greatest flight time, but it's certainly not horrible. And it's got a pretty decent camera. The optical flow works well. It flies really nicely, even in this wind. And you get 2 batteries with it. So even if the flight time's a little bit short, I can live with that since they give you extra batteries. Obviously, you got to charge each one up individually. There's not 2 chargers, but that's not the end of the world if you just charge one and charge another one that night or something. Charge up while you're doing something else. Get them both ready for the next day. Take them out in the field and give yourself double the flight time. All right, well, that wraps up the review of the KFPLAN KF600 with the rear inverted props, optical flow. Pretty decent little toy drone, considering that these Wi-Fi drones nowadays can be a bit flaky. This one's actually pretty good. But if you do have a really new version of Android on your phone, you might have problems because I can't get the feed to work on it. I guess it's Android 9. But any older version of Android seems to be just fine. All right, guys, well, I hope this review helped you guys out. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber, and click that bell so you know when I do upload a new video. And as always, guys, have a great day.
The power of the dark side.